wanted to be a part of something that was bigger than me, part of an organization that did more than anybody else.
In the military, you depend on each other, not just for your emotional needs, but to save your life. You have to work as a team. You have to depend on each person to do their job. Every person has to look out for the next person that they're working with. They understand, they listen. It gives them a sense of relief, a sense of understanding, and I think even more important, it gives them a sense of well-being, of belonging. They want to be an active part of society. Welcome to Horny Hollow.
How are you? Thank you.
Good. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Let me grab Ivan here.
We'd like you to get settled in, and as soon as you get settled in and you're ready to start playing, let us know. We've got all the vehicles ready to go. I look at these men. You got 4 men here this week that have all suffered very, very serious injuries. I mean, they've lost limbs. 1 lost an arm, 2 lost legs, another one is blinded. And together, look at the great time they're having.
The general is an amazing person. It takes a special person and a special heart to be able to just absolutely open your arms to strangers and say, here's my stuff, you know, make it yours. You know, he's the man you want to be when you grow up. You know, he's a very cool guy.
The bond that you share when you go into combat with people, you can't replace that.
The brothers that you live for, died for, that's what it's all about.
Today, they need each other even more than at any time I can think of in the past. Veterans understand veterans. They've all been in the same boat. They can relate to each other. You can talk to a fellow veteran, it's going to be far more meaningful than a counselor or an individual that never experienced what you went through. It's a fraternity like no other in the world.
The VA's having to struggle with veterans from all eras who are now realizing that they have PTSD. You try to get a grant for a prosthetic for your arm, and they're like, well, that's cool, but you know, we need to do this research for the PTSD that you have. You know, so which one takes priority?
The traumatic brain injury and the PTSD work against me all the time. There's some moments I'm just happy and blissful, and then just at the flip of a switch, I hate my life. I don't want to be here anymore. They claim I'm healed, yet I have a gray area about this long down the left side of my brain. They call it a scar. It doesn't take much after being in a war zone or dealing with those things or seeing the stuff that you do to not come back a little bit screwed up. I think if you don't come back a little screwed up, there is actually something wrong with you.
I don't want anybody to struggle with their depression or their post-traumatic stress or anything, you know, especially an injured soldier who you know they had the capability to get through it because, well, they were in the military. They've obviously had to suck it up before at some point. Why'd they lose that mindset, you know?
I'm not going to sit here and lie to anybody's face and be like, yeah, man, I'm completely fine. Like, nothing's wrong with me. I lost my limb and I'm good to go.
Not many young men want to step up and defend the freedoms that we all enjoy. The men and women that do, I totally admire, and they are in the distinct minority.
We've got Ivan with us, and he wanted to drive the tank, and you know, the first time in a tank, and I'm getting drove around by somebody that's blind.
Okay,
the right one's on the throttle. You got that one.
That's the throttle?
That's the throttle.
That's the brake?
That's the brake.
Okay.
You're not going to need the brake. I'll slide my foot back to get more leverage or up to get more leverage, depending if I want to upshift or downshift.
To have Ivan driving it was just kind of the icing on the cake.
I'm not sure, but I would tend to think it's probably one of the few times in military history that a blind Army veteran actually drove a tank. I've let a number of people drive that tank, and I can't think of very many that have driven it better than Ivan did.